Did you ever think it was possible for the credit monitoring companies to make mistakes? Yes, it is. About 3 years ago, I found this out the hard way. I never found the need to worry about my credit history, and my parents never told me anything about it, so I never understood how important it was to keep track of my credit history. I learned about employers doing credit checks in my business classes, so I felt like there was no time to waste for me to start checking on my credit. I'm so glad I did, because I found out a bunch of stuff that kind of made me concerned. I found out that they had my son's social security number listed as mine. They had several accounts that were over 7 years old on mine. They had my name listed many times, and none of them were accurate. And I was a little concerned about this, a little overwhelmed. This is just a small example of why you should establish your credit while you're still in college. The students may not realize exactly how important it is to learn about establishing credit. Many of you are not going into the business field. However, there are many fields that do background checks. Nursing, social work, transportation, law enforcement, and even some placement agencies will run your credit. Any job that will require you to have access to sensitive information or large sums of money will more than likely do a background check. According to a Career Builder survey posted November 17, 2016, 72% of employers do background checks. And of that 72%, 29% do credit checks. You want to start now and be prepared with statistics like that so that your future doesn't get dinged, so to speak. Not only will this help with your employability, but it will also help you establish your credit for the future. Let's start with a few things that you need to know about employer credit checks. First, no one can do a credit check without your explicit written permission. According to Business Insider, May 24, 2014, an employer isn't going to secretly look at your credit, and you must give explicit written permission for an employer to check your credit. The Fair Credit Reporting Act requires it to be clear and conspicuous and not mixed with any other language. So when you sign on the dotted line, it should be perfectly clear that you're signing just for a credit check. Second, in case you were wondering if an employer credit check hurts your credit score, no, it does not. According to U.S. News, November 17, 2017, tells us when a prospective employer pulls your credit, it's considered a soft inquiry, meaning it has no impact on your credit score. NerdWallet.com tells us that credit reports won't show other soft credit inquiries on your credit, so potential employers won't be able to see if other employers have checked on you either. So, what you do need to know is if you get a copy of your credit report, you will be able to see all of the inquiries that have been done, but it's really comforting to know that other employers won't know if you're, on the hunt. A background report must tell you orally, in writing, or electronically if they've decided to deny you the job. The company that does this report has to give you a copy of the report if you request it within 60 days. That's the key. You got to do it within 60 days. If you don't ask for it, they're not going to give it to you. They also need to notify you of your right to dispute the accuracy of any information in your credit report. So, don't wait. You all need to get started working on it today. Now you know what is legal and how to handle things. So the next question should be, how do I keep this from happening, or how do I get started checking on my credit? There are a few things you can do right away. First, you need a copy of your recent reports, and you can get these free online using your mobile device or your computer, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you use your mobile device, make sure that it is a secure connection, because you don't want anybody to just end up with your information. go to creditkarma.com and freecreditreport.com and you'll get a copy of your credit report. You can also go to any of the 3 agencies, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and you can ask for a hard copy of these. They're also available online. However, those 3 agencies will only give you a free copy once a year. Second, anything you find wrong on your report can be fixed. Most things should be able to be fixed online by clicking a little button next to the information that says dispute. Just follow the prompts, fill in the information, and you should be good to go. However, you may run into some things that you can't just click a button and fix. You'll have to call the reporting agency that has that information, and please be patient with them because they may ask for proof of information, and of course it's probably going to take a few minutes, but remember, this is a snapshot of your life through your financial background, and you want it to be exactly accurate. So, the third thing is you start trying to establish credit. In order to do this, you can get a secured credit card, you can ask for a small loan from your bank, or you can buy a car. And I'm not talking go to buy your paper lot, that won't work. Or you can do like I did, and you can go to your bank and have a conversation with your banker or your loan officer, and you can ask them for some help and explain to them that you're trying to establish or fix your credit, and they'll sit down and come up with a game plan for you. And I'm going to tell you right now, banks want to help people, but small town banks especially want to help you. Now that you've got all this information, it's time to go work on your credit. Take this information and help others understand how important their credit score or their credit report is, and take what you've learned today because it defines your future. Without credit, you can't purchase a house, a car, in some instances you can't get a bank account, and as we discussed here today, you can't even get a job. Thank you.